जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन जय व्रज जनरंजनी यशोदानंदन जय व्रज जनरंजनी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय सुंदरी हारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय सुंदरी हारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंदनी हारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंदनी हारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंदनी हारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare Jai Jagannath Jai Baladev Jai Subhadra Mai Sudarshana Jai Jagannath Jai Baladev Jai Subhadra Mai Sudarshana Jai Jagannath Jai Baladev Jai Subhadra Mai Sudarshana Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu Jai Jai Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jai Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Shri Radhe Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Shri Radhe Radha Damodara Radha Radha Damodara Shri Radhe Radha Krishna Chandra Radha Krishna Chandra Radha Krishna Chandra Shri Radhe Radha Krishna Chandra Radha Krishna Chandra Radha Krishna Chandra Shri Radhe Radha Krishna Chandra Radha Krishna Chandra Radha Krishna Chandra Shri Radhe Radha Shama Sundar Radha Shama Sundar Radha Shama Sundar Shri Radhe Radha Shama Sundar Radha Shama Sundar Radha Shama Sundar Shri Radhe Jaya Gauranita 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 Jai Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada Swami Srila Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada Swami Srila Prabhupada Jai Jai Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev की जय सत्य भगवान की जय श्री गोपाल की जय हरे कृष्ण श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय ऑल कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण Hare Krishna, devotees. Welcome. So today we'll be discussing 18th and 19th shloka of 9th chapter of 4th canto. That is the story of Dhruva Maharaj continuing, and we'll continue the discussion. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritam Naranchayva Tamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudhiraya Nashtaprasya Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitamena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupapadamyam Dadati Supadandikam Vandeham Sri Gurum Sri Vitapadagamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavansya Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sarvana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sri Sadvaitam Sarvadutam Pariyana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Param Savanalita Sri Vishakamitam Tamsyam Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dino Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopiga Kanta Radha Kanta Namastude Taptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rushavanam Sutidevi Pranamami Hari Hari Manchakalpataru Vesha Krupa Sindhubhya Eva Chapatitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. I'm just projecting the shloka shortly in the 2 minutes. Jai Radha Okay, these are the shloka. 18 and 19 shloka will recite. I just recite, you listen carefully. 18 shloka says, Maitreya uvacha atavishtuta evam say satsankalpena dhimata nrityanurokta bhagavana pratinandedam bravit. Maitreya uvacha, Maitreya said, Atha, then, Avishtuta, being worshipped, Evam, thus, why, certainly, Sat Sankalpena, by Dhruva Maharaj, who has only good desires in his heart. Dhimata, because he was very intelligent. Vratya Anurak, Anuraktaha, very favorably disposed towards devotees. Bhagwan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Pratinandaya, being congratulated him. Idam, this, Abravit, said. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. The great sage Maitreya continued, My dear Vidura, when Dhruva Maharaj, who had a good intentions in his heart, finished his prayer, the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is very kind to his devotees and servants, congratulated him, speaking as follows. So there is no purport here. So we go to next sloka. Sri Bhagwan Uvacha Vedaham te vyavasitam Vruddhirajanna balaka Tatprayachami Bhadram te Duramapi Durapamati Surata. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, the personality of Godhead said, Veda, no, Aham, I, Te, your, Vyavasitam, determination, Vrudi, within the heart. Prajanya Balaka, O son of king, Tat, that, Prachami, I shall give you, Badram, all good fortune, Te, unto you, Durapam, although it is very difficult to obtain, Api, in spite of, Surata, one who has taken a pious oath. Translation by Silpopan. The personality of Godhead said, My dear Dhruva, son of king, you have exhibited pious oaths. And I also know the desire within your heart. Although your desire is very ambitious and very difficult to fulfill, I shall favor you with its fulfillment. All good fortune unto you. Purport by Silpopan. The Lord is so merciful to his devotees that he immediately said to Dhruva Maharaj, Let there be all good fortune for you. The fact is that Dhruva Maharaj was very much afraid in his mind. For he had aspired after material benefit in discharging his devotional service. And this was hampering him from reaching the stage of love of God. In the Bhagavad Gita 2.4, it said, Bhogeshwaryam prasaktanam, those who are addicted to material pleasure cannot be attracted to devotional service. It was true that at heart, Dhruva Maharaj wanted a kingdom that would have been far better than Brahmaloka. This was the natural desire for Kshatriya. He was also only 5 years old, and in a childish way, he desired to have a kingdom far greater than his fathers, grandfathers, and great grandfathers. His father Uttanapada was son of Manu, and Manu was son of Brahma. Dhruva wanted to excel all these great family members. The Lord knew Dhruva Maharaj's childish ambition, but how was it possible to offer Dhruva Maharaj a position more exalted than Lord Brahma's? The Lord assured Dhruva Maharaj that Dhruva Maharaj would not be bereft of Lord's love. He encouraged Dhruva not to be worried that he childishly had material desires and at the same time had the pure aspiration to be great devotee. Generally, the Lord does not award pure devotee material opulence, even though he may desire it. But Dhruva Maharaj's case was different. The Lord knew that he was such a great devotee that in spite of having material opulence, he would never be deviated from love of God. This example illustrates that highly qualified devotee can have facility of material enjoyment and at the same time exhibit love of God. This, however, was special case for Dhruva Maharaj. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. मैत्रेय उवाच अथाभिष्टुत एवं सै सत्सङ्कल्पेन धीमता भक्त्यानुरक्त भगवान् प्रतिनन्द्यद्वब्रवीत्. The great sage Maitreya continued, my dear Vidura, when Dhruva Maharaj, who had good intentions in his heart, finished his prayer, the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is very kind to his devotees and servants, congratulated him, speaking as follows. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Vedaham te vyavasitam ruddhi rajan nabalaka tat pratyayami tabadram te duramapi surat. The personality of God, it says, my dear Dhruva, son of king, you have executed fire souls, and I also know the desire within your heart. Although your desire is very ambitious, very difficult to fulfill, I shall favor you with its significant fulfillment. All good fortune to you. Hare Krishna. We'll continue discussion. नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताका स्वामिनिति नाम्ने नमो आचार्य पदाय निताय कृपाप्रदायिने गौरगतदमदाय नगरग्रामोद्धारिणे नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay, so Dhruva Maharaj story continues. He's a 5-year boy, and he was dethroned by his stepmother, Suniti, and Dhruva Maharaj's father name was Surichi. And as he felt very insulted, and as a Kshatriyas cannot tolerate insult. Nobody can tolerate insult, especially Kshatriyas, definitely no. And then he desired, okay, you insulted me, so I will ensure, I will put effort, or I will do the austerity in such a way that I should be getting the kingdom bigger than my great grandfather, bigger than Brahma. Brahma is the highest position living entity in material world. So he wanted throne which is far superior than even Brahma. Brahma was his great grandfather. Manu was his son, Brahma's son, and Uttanapada was his brother. So he desired very strongly, being a Kshatriya, very determined, very powerful, even the 5-year boy. Now, in a general sense, 5-year boy means where is the determination, where is all chanchal, unsteady, but he was that's a Kshatriya. And that time Kshatriyas were actually existing, and very powerful by mind, body, determined, very sharp. So he was that. Uh, and he wanted kingdom in any case, and he was ready to do anything for that. Not in free. In Kali Yuga, people want everything free. So, but in that time, Dhruva Maharaj wanted it, and he did austerity, and as blessed by Narad Muni, because Narad Muni was very happy with his determination, and Narad Muni was knowing that he is not just materially aspiring something. He was not only Narad Muni was not happy with him just because he was materially so strong, determined, and very good so-called material. No, Narad Muni helped him because he was a devotee. And Narad Muni knows his heart, and he was a devotee by core of his heart. But there will be some material desires. We also face that, right? And in fact we have got majority material desire, small devotion, or even that also. I don't know. At least I struggle to have that. But in general, but devotees will have these desires. He will have devotional service. He will have desire, both desires, like sometimes if we are not advanced devotee, which is the case, we'll have devotional service. We want to do, but material desire will be there, also there. And that make us fighting. And we should continue. It's a very swift battle. It's a very swift battle of desires. And we should be aspiring for reducing our material desires and increasing our devotional service and desires. That's serving the Lord. That's the main desire. That's what devotional service and when we go through the systematic following the process of sadhana bhakti, we'll go through this struggle, swift struggle. Prabhupada used this word somewhere. It's very swift struggle between so-called material desires, which are not so good, and actual pure desire of serving the Lord. And we should not get scared by that. We should continue that. And that's what Prabhupada explains how to do it further. So anyway, in this case, then Dhruva Maharaj did austerity, went to forest, very severe austerity. We can't even imagine that. And Lord is there everywhere. Lord is in our heart. Lord is outside. Lord is there in Golokunda, everywhere. And he came and Lord blessed him. So he opened his eyes because Lord disappeared from his heart because he was connected to Lord through his heart. Because he was doing yogic austerities. He was following the yogic austerities. It's all yogi. And he was connected to Lord in his heart because yogis. But of course, his intention was devotee. So ultimately, he's a devotee. Devotee was doing the yoga sadhana to to achieve the Lord mercy. So that's how. So then Lord disappeared from his heart and he came externally outside. So when he disappeared, Lord disappeared, oh Maharaj, you are disturbed, oh, where Lord? And then he saw Lord in front of him and he was enchanted by Lord's appearance, Lord's form, Lord's beauty, the way Lord is talking to him. And then Dhruva Maharaj was obviously very happy and he prayed, he offered a lot of beautiful prayers to the Lord. Like he told Lord, he said, you are the source of impersonal Brahma Jyoti also. You are the source of all world, material world, spiritual world. Then he said, you are so kind to your devotees that even though devotee has got a material desire, you will fulfill that, but you will ultimately benefit him with devotional service. You are so kind to your so-called materialistic people also. You are so kind to your other, who may not be devotees, but little bit inclined towards you. You will ensure that he is coming to you. Then he was basically, Lord, he was praising the Lord that you are the source of all material creation. And whoever surrenders to Lord, Lord will take care of him. Then he was again, he was sort of adoring the Lord's beautiful form. After seeing this form, first of all, I never saw this form. Lord Dhruva Maharaj was telling. He has seen the beautiful forms of the creation by Lord, birds, beasts, trees, human beings. It's so beautiful, even though we also understand this. You see the very nice birds, how beautiful Lord has created. We should appreciate that, Lord's creation. But we should appreciate Creator more because creation cannot be different or creation depends on Creator. So Dhruva Maharaj, as a devotee, pure devotee, he was saying, I have seen such a beautiful form of your creation in various forms. But when I'm seeing your form, I'm forgetting everything. And it's surpassing the all beauty of all your creation. Lord is so beautiful. So he was uh, praying, offering the prayer to the Lord. Actually, Srimad Bhagavatam, if you see, the full of prayers, various devotees, or even demons. Demons means demons in the form of devotee. Rather, they are devotee, but by heart, but they are externally demon, like that, not other way. So they were most of the Srimad Bhagavatam is full of with these prayers. Every devotee chanting the prayer. There is a fighting, and then at the end of fighting, somebody is dying, and he's offering prayer to Lord. Lord is coming, and he's offering prayer to Lord. There is a fighting between demon and demigods, and then they are praying the Lord at the end of during the battle or at the end of the battle or something happen. You see, everywhere there is a battle. I mean, there is a prayers by devotees, And Srimad Bhagavatam is, be it a battle, be it a regular thing, is very auspicious assembly like Srimad Bhagavatam being spoken, and wherever there is a big ceremony, Lord is glorified. Srimad Bhagavatam is meant for glorifying the Lord. How? Because we know Srimad Bhagavatam, the genesis of Srimad Bhagavatam is to glorify the Lord. The purpose of Srimad Bhagavatam is to glorify the Lord. And that is how Srimad Bhagavatam was compiled by Vyasadeva, which was spoken to him by his spiritual master, Narad Muni. So, because Narad Muni is inspired, because Vyasadeva, when he compiled all the Vedic literature and Puranas and everything, he was not very happy. Still, he was happy, but he was not very happy. He was thinking there is something missing in all this great literary work. He was not able to understand that. Then Narad Muni came at the scene and he told, I understand your problem. And what is missing is you have compiled all those Vedic literature for Vedas, Upanishads, Vedantas, Puranas. But one thing is not done specifically is you are not glorified the Lord and his devotees and Lord's pastimes specifically and bring it to the highest level, above the knowledge, above the Gyan. Because if you see Vedas, they are typically full of all Jnana, devotional practices, Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, everything is there. Upasana Kanda, then material sciences are there. Everything is there in Vedas. Whatever is there existing in the earth has been captured in Vedas in that form. So Vyasdev did it, compilation. Why did a compile? Because you are knowing Kali Yuga is approaching. People will not have memory to remember just by listening. And people may misuse. So hypocrisy is coming. People are short-lived, short memory, hypocritic. So he compiled it so that people refer this at least as a direction, as a whole. So he compiled. And then he compiled Srimad Bhagavatam. The Srimad Bhagavatam is compiled to praise, to adore the Lord and his pastimes and his devotees. Lord means his devotees also. Lord doesn't come alone. Lord always comes with his parshads or devotees. So when Lord is glorified, devotees get glorified. When devotees get glorified, Lord gets. And that's how Srimad Bhagavatam is. Srimad Bhagavatam is in the form of story. It's not just storytelling. It is basically the purpose of storytelling is to ultimately praise the Lord. And by praying the Lord, we also increase our devotion to Lord. Even in material world also, we respect somebody and we pray, oh, you are so this, that, you are so. And we are attaching, we are increasing our material love, so-called material love, or attachment to that person. Is it not? That's happens. Day-to-day life, it happens. So, and same thing is in spiritual life. And in fact, everything comes from spiritual desires only. Our material desires is replica or is a reflection of the spiritual desire. So when you are praising somebody in material life and you are also enjoying and you are adoring him, and it's a feeling, it's a beautiful feeling, right? So actually it comes from our natural desire to serve the Lord and to praise the Lord. That's the way. Every desire of ours is coming as a reflection of our pure original desire. So whatever we desire now, actually a desire exists in a spiritual form, and it will be there, and it will be executed in its purest form whenever we get liberated and go to Vaikuntha. So till that time, it's all mix of material desire, spiritual desire. So this is how Srimad Bhagavatam is full of prayers. Okay. So there is one shloka which is very famous shloka. Akama sarva kama cha moksha kama udaratihi. Trivrena bragyogena bhakti yogena yajata purusham param. Means somewhere this being discussed that even though we have got a calm, means we don't have any desire, material desire. Even though we have got so many material desires, even though we have got desire for liberation, or even though we have got desire of pure devotional service, in any case, we have to worship the Lord and approach the Lord. We should not go to anywhere with two so-called materially powerful people or so-called demigods. We should not go anywhere to fulfill our desire. We should go to Lord only to fulfill our desire. Go to Lord means pray to Lord, surrender to Lord, follow His instructions, surrender to His devotees. In spite of we have got so many desires, we should not worry. We should continue doing the devotional service. That's the crux of this shlokas. We should not, because what happens, it is very true. Prabhupada explains in this, Prabhupada explains here. I'm just opening that shloka. I'm in purport. Okay, just a minute. Okay. It was true that at her, Dhruva Maharaj wanted a kingdom that would be far more better than Brahmaloka. This was the natural desire for Kshatriya. He was also 5 years old, and his childish, he desired to have a kingdom far better than fathers and grandfathers. The Lord knew Dhruva Maharaj's childish ambition, but how it was possible to offer Dhruva position more exalted than Lord Brahma. The Lord assured Dhruva Maharaj that Dhruva would not be bereft of Lord's love. He encouraged Dhruva not to be worried that childishly at material desires and at the same time as a pure aspiration to be great devotee. Generally, Lord does not award pure devotee material opulence, even though he may desire it, but Dhruva Maharaj's case was different. The Lord knew that he was such a great devotee that in spite of having material opulence, he would never be deviated from love of Godhead. So, what the essential here is basically we should approach the Lord. And Dhruva Maharaj had a desire, mix of material desire. What was his material desire? His material desire was to achieve the biggest, largest, most biggest kingdom in the material world. That was the material desire. It's a material desire. Because why we should be asking for some power or something? Asking for power or money is mean for sense enjoyment. Power means it's a enjoyment of the mind. Ego is egoistic form of mind. So that is the way it was working. Okay. And he was having that desire, and he started his devotion with that desire. And after doing his tapasya, also he had desire. But when he saw the form of Lord, he was feeling guilty. And Lord understood that. And Lord, in proactive way, started saying, I know you are what this guilty feeling that you started my devotional service with the contamination of material desire. But now you are thinking, oh, why I was actually desiring material benefits of the Lord. What is the use of that? Because when you see the, when you achieve the pure devotion, the material desires looks very insignificant. Not even you don't like material desires once you achieve the pure devotional service. That is the devotees have said time and again that when I see Lord's form, I forget all our material desires. I don't like it. So that is how dilemma in Dhruva Maharaj's mind. Oh, I started with material which I should not have done. I was feeling guilty. Lord understood and Lord said, no, you don't have to feel very bad about it. Good that you are feeling guilty, but you don't have to now worry about it. I will fulfill your material desire now. Because you are one pure devotee. So, Prabhu, so it's very delicate philosophical point or delicate knowledge point we should understand here. It's true that we love material desires. And Prabhupada has perfectly revealed it and given the proper insight very perfectly, and he has balanced it. That's what we are trying to understand. Prabhupada writes here that soul have got so many material desires. That's why we are in material world. We are trying to fulfill material desires. That's the truth. But some souls will get attached to devotional service also by mercy of Lord, mercy of Guru, mercy of devotee. And then struggle starts. If you have got full material desire, anyway there is a struggle, but people don't understand they are struggling. That's the problem in material. If you are fully materialistic, no spiritual life, then people, we keep struggling and we don't understand why we are struggling and for what we are struggling. And that's a very precarious, that's very bad, very sad situation. They're just struggling. You see the majority of the people, they don't understand why they are doing all this. We keep doing, struggle, and die. Again, struggle, and die. Keep changing the bodies in 84 lakh species. That's how, that's very bad situation. That's why Srimad Bhagavatam is enlightening us to come out of all this. Janma Mrityu. But then, by the mercy of Lord, by mercy of devotee, you will have some understanding. Oh, there is something called material desire. There is something called devotion, devotional, and my original position is service of Lord. I'm servant of Lord, and I am going to be happy because I am a Satchidanand. I'm a naturally will be happy if I serve Lord, and all my desires will be fulfilled. Because spiritual desire means just serve the Lord, and you while serving the Lord, you express all your desires and all the whole paraphernalia is there to serve the Lord, and in that you express your feeling. All rasas are there. See, in material life, we are trying to search for rasas. We want rasa, rasa, mellow means suppose you are doing some. Suppose we are in family, so we are trying to fulfill our one of the rasa. Okay, yes, love, so-called material love. You are working with office in the office, so they are like friends. So we are trying to fulfill that friend rasa. Okay, sakha. Okay, then like we are trying to upbring our children, so we are trying to fulfill our paternal rasa. That rasas are there because that is our constitution. We are actually rasas. We are Satchidanand. So we are actually rasas. Our soul is full of rasas and we want love. But that to fulfill our rasas, we have to serve the Rasraj. Who is Rasraj? Lord Krishna. Rasraj. So when you serve the Lord, all our things get satisfied. We get satisfied because that is our natural position to serve the Lord. And that's the natural original so rasa that we serve the Lord. That is the whole our constitutional position. So when we understand this, our life, our real liberation starts, I will say, slowly. And we start going to our original position. Getting this knowledge itself is so important in the life. So when you are listening this, we are now discussing the Bhagavatam, and we are reading Prabhupada books. We are attached to ISKCON, Prabhupada. It means we should count ourselves very happy, very lucky that we have been given this opportunity to at least understand what is a material desire, what is a devotional life, who is Lord, why we are in such a bad situation in material world. We should count ourselves very lucky. We should be blessed that we are at least coming in touch with this knowledge, beautiful, this very transcendental Srimad Bhagavatam knowledge. Otherwise, we'll not understand the what is going on here, and we'll keep struggling. So Dhruva Maharaj story says that yes, we have got material desires. We have got we have got material desires. But Dhruva Maharaj culminated that he started with material motivation, material desire, motivation by material desire, and he did tapasya, he did devotional service, and ultimately he realized that there is no real meaning or necessity of any material desire for soul to be happy. Because eternally we are servant of Lord, and once you, that's our eternal position. So once you understand this, you automatically become happy. Satchidanand. Everything gets revealed to you. And we don't have to really worry about material desire. And eternally serve the Lord. So he That's what we are understanding from Dhruva Maharaj story. But that's a journey. So we have seen Dhruva Maharaj started with, started means he was a boy, and that's a lot pastimes that Bhagavatam has to come. So we have how we'll understand otherwise the material desire, spiritual desire. So Dhruva Maharaj started with material desire. Uh, and then when he saw the beautiful form of Lord, when he did very severe austerity and got purified, and Narad Muni blessed him. That was a real purification for him. His mother also was very saintly, and she also directed him the right way. She did not misdirected him, saying that, okay, you take a revenge on your father and your stepmother and this, that. No, she said, oh, you just surrender to Lord. Lord will see what is to be done with your desires. You just surrender to Lord. Whatever you want, he will give you if you want. Narad Muni further blessed him, saying that, okay, you do and serve the Lord. And he understood and he guided him. He blessed him. Without blessing of devotees, even though we have got we have got good intentions of progress in spiritual life, without actual mercy of devotee, it doesn't happen. That's again, we should see that. Yeah. So, because mercy will come. The Lord will come through mercy of devotees. It's always like that. Lord will not directly offer himself to you, or he will not directly. It will always come to the devotee. So, devotees is of topmost importance, topmost entity. So, anyway, so then Dhruva Maharaj, then slowly he got purified, and when he saw beautiful Lord in person in front of him, he forgot all this matter. In fact, he started feeling guilty. That's what this shlokas are. He was feeling guilty. Oh, I started with, I should have, why I need this? Why, when I see you, when I take your devotional service, why I need it? And then Lord understood, and he pacified him, saying that, okay, don't worry, you have material desires. And that's the story with us, actually. Of course, we cannot imitate Dhruva Maharaj. It's very powerful and he was very high level of beauty, but similarity exists. We have got material desires. So, and there's always a swift battle between material desire, and we want to serve Lord also to some extent. We have got some inclination toward devotional service by mercy of Guru. We get that seed. And then material desires are creating problem there. So we should understand this battle. That's a knowledge. It's a very beautiful knowledge. Bhagavatam is not just storytelling. It's a knowledge. We should understand that, yes, this will be there. And we should slowly try to understand. The takeaway from this is basically we should slowly try to reduce our material desires. With Dhruva Maharaj, he said, after seeing you, after worshipping you, I am not feeling like having any material desire. And we should also be aspiring for that. Yes, why we should have material? Like everything will be satisfied once you surrender to Lord. Lord says, you come to me, everything will be done. And Dhruva Maharaj is praising Lord also in his prayer that whoever surrenders to you, materialistic or Brahmavadis who want just Brahmanand, and pure devotees who are much more higher than Brahmanand pleasure, so-called Brahmanand pleasure, all are coming to you and you are actually benedicting. So that is the message we get, that irrespective of our material desires, which is anyway will be there, and we should not leave devotional service. Whatever may be the case, we should continue devotional service. That's what we say. You have to continue devotional service. Means how will continue devotional service? By reading, by chanting, and most importantly, by associating with devotees. This is one of the point Dhruva Maharaj is making in his prayer, that your service, when you associate, your devotees are also so powerful that by associating with them, you give your devotional service to the person who is aspiring. So he's saying that without devotees association, nothing is possible. So that's also Dhruva Maharaj makes very clear. So we should continue devotional service in any form, in whatever, and try to increase that attachment to devotees and the Lord. Increase the attachment, decrease the attachment to the material life, and increase the attachment to the spiritual life, to the Lord. That's the whole basis of spiritual life. And that's what sadhana bhakti is. we are trying to purify ourselves by reducing our, so there is a systematic process we should understand. Prabhupada has given us the formula. Four regulative principle means we are trying to detach from the material life, because whatever, who doesn't like, everybody likes to have senses enjoyment. Why these, that, this all naturally appealing to senses. That's how it is. So-called material senses, I'm telling. But we stop that. We reduce it and stop it. We follow the regular principle. Means we are trying to detach. We are trying to reduce our material desire voluntarily. Because if you don't do it voluntarily, only by imagination or only by knowledge, oh, I will reduce my material desire, I will increase my spiritual desire. Just by imagination, it's not going to happen. We have to implement it. So we have to start getting detached. So we have to say that yes, I am determined to sacrifice my so-called material pleasures for the Lord's satisfaction. That's, and you show your commitment to Lord now, slowly to Guru, and commitment to Lord, that yes. So that's the first step. Of course, it takes time for early phase stages. So it takes time. We should not get too much frustrated also, because it's not easy to leave those desires. But by the mercy of Lord, and if you do that, that's why chanting. So by chanting will help you, and get attached to Lord. That's, and then detached to all this. That, so it works that way. So we should slowly, and knowledge will tell you, yes, these are at the end of the day, it's all material desires. We should see the uh, uselessness of these material desires. We should understand by knowledge that yes, and devotees are there. Bhagavatam, you read Bhagavatam. By reading Bhagavatam, detachment naturally increases, no doubt about it. We are also experiencing it slowly, slowly, even though in a little bit form. We can understand that by reading Bhagavatam, slowly you get detached to material. So-called your concoction of material life. You may not physically get detached to material life, because that's not practically possible most of the time. But that's not so important. What is important is we should get mentally or emotionally detached from material, so-called material desires, because that is a hurdle. Prabhupada is saying that Dhruva Maharaj was thinking that is becoming hurdle in Dhruva Maharaj's mind to become pure devotee, because he has what is material desire of gaining the biggest kingdom. So we should also see that yes, it's a hurdle, and we should try to remove the hurdle. And it takes patience. Utsahat dharyat nishchayat. So Goswami writes that utsahat dharyat nishchayat. So Utsaha means you should always enthusiastic in doing the devotional service, doing sadhana bhakti. Dharya means it takes time, patience, because material desires will, there's a sweet battle between this, and we are there. So it will take time. So we should have patience to get a result, and continue chanting, continue serving devotees, continue serving Prabhupada. Whatever services, continue doing that. Have patience. It comes, the results will come. And they come very fast, in fact, the way than what we expect also. That's what experience is. We can experience this. You go for any Lord's, any temple service, or a book distribution, or whatever service when you start the service, oh, okay, let's start, because generally we need to be pushed into the service, at least I. But but when you actually do the service, immediately will come to know, oh, it's so blissful, and it doesn't really that difficult if you do it properly. So the whole point here is we should continue devotional service, and in whatever may be the case, Utsaya Dharya Nishchaya. Nishchaya means determination, because there will be Maya will uh, test us. Maya will be putting hurdles. That's and material life is made in such a, the moment you try to start the spiritual life, there will be a lot of, some hurdles may come, and the major hurdle will be your mind only. Mind will tell, oh, let's enjoy this, let's enjoy that, oh, why this, okay. Mind will have all these concoctions. So this all whole problem is with mind. So there will be the biggest battle we do is with mind only, actually. Nobody else. It's only our mind. So that we should understand, and should not worry too much. We should not feel guilty also, because material desires will be bombarding us. And that is also another problem, because sometimes we feel so guilty by these material desires, and that we stop doing material, spiritual, stop chanting or stop, or we don't feel like carrying material spiritual activity also due to this frustration, which is very dangerous. We should not think too much on that. I have been listening to many devotees lectures also. That material, there will be problems. So you just continue with determination the sadhana bhakti. Don't think too much on what happened in past and this that. Okay, because we face this problem. At least I face this problem. Oh, why I had this? Why I had to? Why it is not working for me? Why material desires are bombarding us? Why there's so many? So and then we waste time in thinking too much, overthinking too much. Yes, have guilt. That guilt feeling has to be there, but don't get bogged down by that and stop your chanting, and then the quality of chanting is bad, and then oh, what will happen? No, that's very bad. So so how to do it easily? Just be just associate with devotees. Anyway, alone we cannot fight with our mind and all this maya. Be associated with devotees, increase your association with devotees, increase your service, physical services, and whatever services we have been allocated, whatever is possible. Uh, is things become so easy. So there's nothing to really worry too much on that. Prabhupada has given the whole facilities, formula to us, and facility. Just adopt it. Uh, uh, don't think too much on this material desires and all that. Because ultimately, Lord is also saying that, Dhruva, I know you have got material desire, but you don't worry. I'm still blessing you that you will continue my devotional service, and I'll give you material kingdom also because you are my special devotee. Okay, so Prabhupada writes somewhere that generally Lord will not award the material opulences to devotees, uh, which is we have to understand very carefully. Okay, and Prabhupada writes at the end of the same purport also that if they know nothing, like I'll read the exact sentence so that we don't misquote it. Lord knew that he was such a great devotee that in spite of having material opulence, he would never be deviated from love of God. For example, this example illustrates highly qualified devotee can have facility of material enjoyment and at the same time execute love of God. This, however, was special case for Dhruva. So we should understand Dhruva was a special case. We are not special case. Okay. But we are that way same case as Dhruva also because we also have material desire. Okay. So we should continue and live unto the Lord. Even though you have got some material desire, surrender to Lord, surrender to Duty. Don't worry too much on that. It will be fulfilled, and later on it will be fulfilled in such a way that you will not ask it again. That's the beauty of Lord's devotional service. That material desire will be fulfilled if Lord want, but it will be fulfilled in such a way that you will not ask it again. And we should not even get into all this. We should find material desire. So we know we should understand that there is no use of material desire. There is no. It's not going to make me happy. But since I am well bent on having this material desire, okay, continue. But focus on the spiritual life, focus on our chanting, focus on the services. Slowly it will be taken care. And that's the whole process we have to execute under the guidance of Guru, under the guidance of devotees. And that the rest is, we should not, beyond some limit, we should not overthink on, we should not speculate too much on all this. We should just do the devotional service properly. And Prabhupada writes, Lord will not award material opulences to devotee beyond some limit. Because why? Because it's not that he does, because we may leave the devotional service once you have got material open. That's our nature. We have seen this, we are experiencing this, The moment we are in a very happy or so-called materially happy position, we forget Lord. So why Lord will award you? Because Lord want you back in any case. So we should understand but material opulences, Prabhupada right, can be given to devotee because if you utilize his material opulences to Lord's service, then there is nothing wrong in a material. Because if you see our ISKCON temple, they are very, I will say, very materially opulent temple also that way. Okay, very like comfort levels good. Why? Because Prabhupada made it. Because otherwise people will not follow. They will not come. But Prabhupada showed by example that you use material opulence. We go to temple, such a nice temple, big arrangement, because we are utilizing for service of Lord. Similarly, your home, you utilize for service of Lord. Whatever your opulences you have got material, you are enjoying so-called material opulence, use it for service of Lord. So that is the best way to tackle this. Okay, let there be, we should not say no to material opulences as long as we are very clear under direction of Guru that we are going to utilize for service of Lord. That's the whole crux. And Prabhupada has perfectly balanced it. I mean, just follow it. Okay. So this is the way it is. And rest leave unto Lord. But we should understand the theory or the philosophy behind it that keep material opulence doesn't have much value in life. But anyway, you have got desires. So you will keep getting those material opulences fulfilled also based on whatever your this thing. And you don't worry too much, just use it for service of Lord so that you just get out of this material attachment business. And as you get advanced into spiritual life, rest is naturally you'll be inclined and material desire doesn't exist there. So that's the whole, we should understand where we are going, where we are now, where we are going, what is our goal, what is that we are going to achieve. And follow the process perfectly. Sadhana Bhakti, you have to follow the process perfectly, very important. Chanting is the key. Chanting is the topmost process. And uh, rest, surrender to Lord. Rest, leave unto Lord. And keep praying for Lord's mercy. That's why Dhruva Maharaj is doing. And whole Srimad Bhagavatam is doing. All devotees are just praying for mercy of Lord. Nothing else. And they are praying for mercy of Lord and they are praising the Lord for his devotees. So that's the whole Srimad Bhagavatam is, and we have to just follow those Mahajanas or devotees and rest depend on Lord's mercy and Guru's mercy. So this is what I wanted to share. I think these shlokas are we discussed that today, and so I think I will stop here now. And Prabhuji has his guest Uttam Damodar Prabhuji also has joined, and maybe he can sort of enlighten us further and add his points to
Krishna, Prabhu, thank you very much for a wonderful explanation, Prabhu. Not only wonderful, it is very practical. I think that is the most important part of the shloka that you explained. I don't really have anything to add, but then I think the shloka is very nicely explained by you in practical sense of the current situation. Yeah, we can't be fanatics and taking decisions. And I think being practical is very important for a devotee, which you highlighted very nicely. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thanks, Prabhuji. Thanks, Prabhuji. So, devotees, any questions, suggestions, comments, we can put it now, and then after that, we will close the session. Over to you, devotees. Any comments, suggestions, questions, please ask. Okay, so I think not much, questions or comments. So I will stop here, and thanks for your time in the morning on a working day, being also a working day. And please keep joining this session, and daily there is a session. We can enlighten ourselves by joining the session and hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam. Thanks for your time once again. Keep chanting, keep reading Srimad Bhagavatam, keep serving the Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki
Jai.